script is an attention deficit disorder, and look, I really think that the idea of combat yoga, it's a really good idea, man. You should call it Kali yoga. Now, we have an entire society whose machinations are based on people using psychoactive diuretics. So it may seem difficult to take the piss, but everyone's actually already giving it away, so, I mean, you just have to be observant. You know, when you're walking through Mullumbimbys at about 3 in the morning, wondering whose genitalia you have to orally pleasure in order to find half a smoked cigarette, you start wondering whether or not you have a drug problem. You could call yourself a self-harm or karma farmer at that point, but please don't get out the wrong. And I don't know if any of you have had this experience when you're in high school, you know, and you're like late for your final maths exam, and your 14-year-old sister's been in the shower for about 55 minutes, you know, and you knock on the door, and every time she's like, "No, I'm just doing my hair, I'm just doing my hair." And the door's locked, and anyhow, you've got like 3 minutes to somehow like shower and bolt and like still fail Math C, but who cares, right? Anyhow, and you get in there and you realize that she hasn't restocked Pantene Pro V or any of this stuff in like over 3 months. And you turn the shower on to get your 2.5 minutes of not really going to clean you. And it comes out in that pulsing, like, jet massage fashion, and she's just sort of walked out of there with this big smile on her face, and you're sitting there going, well, all right. I guess, I mean, I've done that too, you know. It's just, you know, you can inflate a foreskin quite well with something like that. It's a bit of an experience, but, you know, like, I suppose she's feeling around for the right setting for a while, and it might change and things like that. But, have any of you in here seen the movie The Watchmen? Came out about a couple of years ago. Superhero saved the world sort of shit. Now, I don't know if you have, but how about this fastest guy in the world, Adrian Veidt, aka Ozymandias? I mean, like, I reckon this guy is the ultimate example of the 100% self-obsessed, narcissistic, pedophile homosexual. I mean, he'd be sitting there in his mirrored castle surrounded by statues and paintings of himself, jacking off to his own baby photos, but not even wiping the jism off when he's done, but sadly just instead using it as a whiteout substitute so that he could get rid of the image of the rest of his family members, so he's the only person left with the Hey, you know, yes folks, genitalia, most of us have at least one. And, you know, like women, they get what you could call feminine imbalances and stuff from drinking too much Coca-Cola and having sex with amnesic sex, so you know that, with alcoholic plumbers at 3 in the morning in the back alley and stuff like that. The flip side to this being, this one day, like I was coming off a really heavy course of antibiotics, and my girlfriend is just like, dude, you need to go down on me more. I mean, you so have to go down on me more, and I was secretly just like, yes! Because whenever I bring that up, but yeah, she said it now, so it's all good. But you know, she'd been like really pampering her yoni after for quite some time. You know, all sorts of wonderful things. She saw Jennifer Love Hewitt on TV talking about vajazzling, and she got like the tourmaline crystals, and you know. Then I think she got into like yogurt douche therapy, and I probably reckon she even got into cinnamon sprinkles for a while there. I mean, in order to increase my inklings to get amongst the wrinklings. And so I'm coming off of antibiotics here, and my guts have been like destroyed. You know, it's like machine gun all the baby seals and leave the polar bears there. But then I realized in a flash of biological, oh man, at this point, you know, if you do like 30, 40, 50 reps of eating healthy pussy every day, this is basically infinitely better, and by the way, cost effective compared to taking even the best probiotics on the market. I mean, it tastes better, you know, you don't have to go to the shop. And then there's like combined benefits for both parties. And for example, sometimes depending on the quality of the bushiness, you can eliminate the need to buy and use dental floss. And this is why I reckon we should teach people the 69 and how to eat well in kindergarten. It's pretty important. Population control and stuff like that. Fix the orgasm deficit. We wouldn't need to do yoga. We'd never get that tense. You keep diet good, you 69 each other, and, fuck yogurt. Who needs yogurt when you can drink from the Holy Grail and live forever? That being said, ladies, it's time to step up with regards to your vaginal floor care. I'm not saying that you aren't doing a good job. I'm just saying you can always get better. And I mean, where we're at this point is we need to really get on top of our eco-management, and that goes without saying. But yeah, the cinnamon sprinkles. Just keep that in mind at all times. And I suppose with some questionable situations, the old Hinchinbrook Trail hiking adage comes in. Moss, okay. Green slime, not okay. Now, all right, well, when we're on the topic of genitalia, circumcision. How many of you here are opposed to female genital mutilation? I'm going to get some hands risen in the air. Okay, now, of the women who have raised their hands, how many of you prefer your men cut? Yeah, well, if any of you raise your hands, you've immediately lost all right to comment, your right to your opinion, and if you line up over there, later on we're doing amateur labiectomies, and if you're lucky, the technician will actually know what a clitoris is and not remove it. Oh, but it's a culturally endorsed practice and it's clear. You just teach people to wash. And it's 1,000 years of history and religion, and just shut the fuck up, you sick, twisted fuckers. Do I have to get off now? No! Can I get going? I don't know, a minute? I mean, I don't give a fuck if you're Jewish, Aboriginal, or whatever. By the time you start cutting off parts of somebody else's genitals, before they can give you informed consent, you are officially the most evil piece of shit on the planet. You deserve to have your reproductive organs removed before you can have any more people, and your hands and feet amputated. The remainder of your freaking dangly, wrinkly, unutilizable genitalia stapled to your forehead will be tied to a post in the town square to get raped to death by a well-hung horse or three. And if you can't get that through your head, but I'm Jewish and it's part of my religion. You make a covenant with God for someone else by giving him a chunk of their cock? Alright, well, if you go around saying, I like my men cut, well, I could retaliate with, I like my women sewn up. Because it's frustrating when you get loose, and sometimes you just prefer the slight differential of texture. Anyhow, this is definitely not I'm going home with a beautiful woman say. Alright, so people leave it at that and just say, leave the flowers where they are.